What if the woman everyone mocked for faking her Navy past was the only real soldier in the room? In a quiet diner just outside Charleston, a young black woman sat alone, her right arm in a cast, her eyes calm, her clothes too elegant for the place. The officers laughed first, then the manager joined in. "You people always find a way to make trouble," one of them said. They thought she was weak. They thought she couldn't fight back. But what none of them knew, was who they had just provoked. The sound of boots against tile was the last warning before the chaos began. "You people again. Always playing victim." The officer's voice sliced through the quiet lunch rush like a blade. He leaned over Naomi's table, badge glinting in the noon light. His partner snickered, waving a coffee cup like it was a microphone. "Take your little influencer act somewhere else. This place is for paying customers." The entire diner went still. Forks froze midair. Naomi Brooks, 23, dainty frame, brown skin glowing against her cream off-shoulder top, stared up from her booth. Her right arm was still in a cast, wrapped tight from elbow to wrist. She'd come for a simple lunch, nothing more. But the laughter spreading across the room told her what kind of battle this would be. She inhaled slowly. "Is there a problem, officer?" "Yeah," he said, leaning closer, breath hot with authority. "Fake veterans trying to score free meals. Unless that cast comes with a dog tag, you're trespassing." The soda machine hissed in the background. Somewhere, a spoon clinked. The waitress looked away. Naomi's heart hammered once, then steadied. Not again, she thought. Not today. She'd been home from deployment for barely a month, one bad landing, a shattered wrist, and the Navy benched her for recovery. But discipline doesn't leave your bloodstream. You still measure the exits, the mirrors, the distance between every threat and every witness. The manager appeared now, a woman in her 50s with a rehearsed smile. "Sweetheart, if you're causing discomfort, maybe it's best you eat somewhere else." Discomfort. That word stung more than the officer's tone. Naomi wiped the table with her left hand where water had spilled from her own glass, drops running down to the edge like tears no one claimed. The officers chuckled. "See? Even she admits it." No one stood up. Not the old man in the corner, not the couple who'd whispered, "Poor girl." The isolation pressed in, heavy, like sea fog closing on a deck. "What would you do," Naomi wondered silently, "if this happened to you?" The taller cop tipped his drink over. Ice and brown liquid spread across her jeans, dripping from the booth. "Guess that evens it out. Clean table now, huh?" His laughter echoed off the tiled walls. Naomi blinked once, jaw tight. The cast itched. Her left hand curled on her lap, fingertips brushing the edge of her service tag tucked under her top. A small, hurtful detail, proof of who she was, hidden because she'd learned the world judged by skin before scars. The second officer slammed his palm on the table. "Stand up. Let's see if that Navy story still holds when we cuff you." The air snapped. The manager whispered, "Please, don't make a scene," but no one stopped them. Naomi rose slowly, one arm hanging useless, the other steady. "Don't," she said softly. He smirked. "Or what? You gonna salute me?" He reached for her shoulder. That was his mistake. In one breath, Naomi pivoted, left hand snapping his wrist outward, shifting her weight through the hip the way training drilled 1,000 times. His arm hit the edge of the table, the thud cracked through the diner. The partner lunged, she sidestepped, used her cast as leverage, slammed his elbow down, then hooked his leg. 2 uniforms collapsed in a mess of spilled coffee and disbelief. Chairs scraped, people gasped, phones flew into hands. 30 seconds. Silence followed, pure, stunned silence. Then a low voice from the counter, "She told you not to touch her." A young man, delivery driver, had recorded everything, from insult to impact. He held his phone high. "It's all here. Naomi stood in the wreckage, breathing slow, chest rising with control. The manager's mouth opened, closed. You attacked officers." "No," Naomi said. "I defended myself. You let them attack first." She reached into her back pocket, pulling out a worn wallet, sliding a card across the counter. The Navy insignia gleamed beneath the fluorescent lights. The officers froze. One still groaning on the floor whispered, "She's Navy." The crowd shifted, shame replaced fear. A few clapped, unsure. The delivery driver's camera kept rolling. Minutes later, backup arrived, sirens wailing outside. But this time the new sergeant glanced at the footage and shook his head. "Let her go." He turned to the fallen men. "You two are done." Naomi slipped her tag back beneath her collar, straightened her off-shoulder top, and turned toward the door. The cast on her arm caught the light, gleaming like a badge of its own. She looked back once, calm, voice steady. "Justice doesn't wear a uniform, it earns it." Outside, the wind carried her words down the street. Inside, the diner stayed silent, the echo of those 12 words heavier than any siren.